Imagine being a teenager watching your mother get dragged out of a motel room by police while your father stood by helpless. Imagine having only $7 in your pocket, getting cut from a football team, and sleeping on a mattress on the floor of a roach-infested apartment. Imagine being booed by 20,000 people and told you would never, ever be a star. Now imagine that same young man 10 years later, becoming the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. Imagine him crossing over to Hollywood when everyone said wrestlers can't act. Imagine him becoming the highest paid actor in the world, a producer and entrepreneur, and a man who wakes up at 4 a.m. not because he has to, but because he gets to. This is not a story about a saint. Dwayne Johnson has made mistakes. He has been arrogant. He has been broke. He has been humiliated. But this is also a story about a very specific kind of hope. The hope that you can pick yourself up after being kicked down, over and over and over again, and then you can reach back and lift others. Welcome to our channel. Today we are telling the story of Dwayne Douglas Johnson. And by the end you will understand that hope is not about never falling. It is about how high you bounce. Dwayne Johnson was born on May 2, 1972 in Hayward, California. His father, Rocky Johnson, was a legendary Canadian wrestler, one of the first black champions in the WWE. His mother, Ata Maivia, was the daughter of a legendary Samoan wrestler, Peter Maivia. Wrestling was in his blood, but so was instability. The Johnson family moved constantly. Dwayne attended 12 different schools in 12 years. He was the new kid everywhere, the outsider, the target. He was arrested multiple times as a teenager for fighting, theft, and check fraud. By 14, he was already over 6 feet tall and over 200 pounds. He looked like a man, but he was still a scared boy. The lowest moment came when he was 14. He watched his mother, Ata, get arrested. He was taken to a juvenile detention center. He later wrote, "I remember sitting in that cell thinking my life was over. I was never going to be anything. I was angry. I was ashamed. I was lost." But his mother, despite her own struggles, never gave up on him. She sent him to live with a football coach in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. The coach was tough but fair. He taught Dwayne discipline. Dwayne started playing football seriously. He got good. He got a scholarship to the University of Miami. At the University of Miami, Dwayne was a defensive tackle. He played on the 1991 national championship team. He was surrounded by future NFL stars. He was not one of them. Injury after injury held him back. He watched from the bench while his teammates went pro. He graduated in 1995 with a degree in criminology and a broken dream. He had gone undrafted. He signed as a free agent with the Calgary Stampeders of the Canadian Football League, CFL. He was paid $250 a week. He lived in a tiny apartment in Calgary, Alberta, with no furniture except a mattress on the floor. He ate peanut butter sandwiches because he could not afford meat. 2 months into his first season, he was cut. He had $7 in his pocket. He called his father, crying. He said, "I failed. I have nothing. I don't know what to do." His father said, "Come home. We will figure it out." Dwayne went back to Florida. He was 23 years old. He had no money, no job, and no future in the sport he loved. He later said, "That was the lowest point of my life. I sat in my parents' living room and watched TV for weeks. I felt like a ghost." Dwayne's father and grandfather were wrestlers. It was the family business. He had always sworn he would never do it. He had seen the toll it took, the injuries, the travel, the early deaths. But he had no other options. He called his father. "Train me." Rocky Johnson was a brutal coach. He made Dwayne run until he vomited. He made him do hundreds of squats. He made him watch old tapes of his grandfather. Dwayne later said, "My father wasn't training me to be a wrestler. He was training me to be a survivor." Dwayne debuted in the WWE, then the WWF, in 1996 as Rocky Maivia, a combination of his father and grandfather's names. The character was a smiling, goody-goody babyface. The audience hated it. They chanted, "Rocky sucks. Rocky sucks." He was booed out of arenas. He later said, "I would walk to the ring and 20,000 people would be screaming insults at me. I wanted to quit. But I had no plan B." Then he had an idea. What if he stopped smiling and started talking? What if he played a cocky, arrogant trash talker? He changed his name to The Rock. He started wearing expensive shirts and sunglasses. He picked up a microphone and said, "The Rock says this. The Rock says that." The audience went wild. The Rock became the most charismatic, quotable, electrifying man in wrestling history. He cut promos that are still quoted today: "Know your role and shut your mouth." The Rock has come back to fill in the city. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. He became a multiple-time WWE champion. He headlined WrestleMania. He was the biggest star in the industry. But he was also breaking his body. He later said, "I was on the road 300 days a year. I was taking painkillers just to sleep. I knew I couldn't do this forever." The Rock made his film debut in The Mummy Returns, 2001, as a CGI scorpion monster. It was silly, but the audience loved him. He got a spin-off, The Scorpion King, 2002, for which he was paid $5.5 million, an insane amount for a first-time lead. Hollywood, however, did not know what to do with him. He was typecast as the big guy. He made a string of terrible movies: The Rundown, underrated but a flop; Walking Tall, fine; Doom, awful; The Game Plan, a kids' movie. Critics dismissed him. They said, "He has no range. He is just a wrestler in a movie." The Rock was frustrated. He later said, "Hollywood wanted me to be a stereotype. The muscle guy who grunts and breaks things. I knew I could do more. I just had to wait for the right roles." He also had to fix his finances. He had mismanaged his wrestling money. He was spending more than he was earning. He later said, "I was living like a king, but the kingdom was built on sand." The Rock's second act began in 2011. He returned to wrestling for a part-time schedule, electrifying fans all over again. And he pivoted in Hollywood. He stopped trying to prove he was a serious actor. He started proving he was a movie star. He joined the Fast and Furious franchise as Luke Hobbs. He brought humor, charm, and ridiculous physicality. Then Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, 2017, was a massive hit, proving he could carry a family comedy. Then Central Intelligence, San Andreas, Moana, his voice as Maui is unforgettable, and Skyscraper. He also started producing his own projects through his company, $7 Productions, named after the $7 he had in his pocket when he was cut from the CFL. He made a hit TV show, Ballers. He made a documentary series about his life. He launched his own tequila brand, Terramana, worth billions. By 2019, Forbes named him the highest-paid actor in the world, earning over $89 million that year. By 2020, he was one of the most followed people on Instagram with his daily posts of workouts, cheat meals, and good vibes. What makes Dwayne Johnson different from almost every other celebrity? His generosity of spirit. He never forgot where he came from. He never forgot the $7 in his pocket. He wakes up at 4 a.m. every day. He works out. He answers fan mail personally. He has a team, but he reads everything. He surprises terminally ill children. He calls elderly fans on the phone. He sends money to struggling families without publicity. The stories leak out only because the recipients share them. He also talks openly about his mental health. He has spoken about his battles with depression, especially after his mother's arrest and his football failure. He said, "Depression does not discriminate. It hits the strongest of us. The key is to talk about it, to reach out, to know you are not alone." In 2022, his father died. Dwayne posted a long, heartbreaking tribute, alongside a video of his father training him in a dusty wrestling ring. He wrote, "Pain is temporary. Love is forever. I will carry you with me every day." Dwayne Johnson is now in his 50s. He is in better shape than most men half his age. He has 3 daughters and has said he wants a 4th. He is producing movies, selling tequila, and building a media empire. He has also hinted at running for political office. When asked if he would consider running for president, he said, "I wouldn't rule it out." He is not a perfect human being. He has had affairs. He has been ruthless in business. He has made movies that are objectively bad. He is a multimillionaire who lives in a mansion, far from the $7 pocket. But the hope in his story is this: he never stopped trying to be better. He never blamed others for his failures. He never forgot the people who helped him. And he built a life on a foundation of gratitude, a word he uses constantly. To our audience in the USA, the UK, and Canada, you are watching this video in a world that tells you that once you fail, you are done. That if you get cut from the team, you are finished. That if you are booed, you will never be cheered. That if you have a criminal record, a broken home, or a bank account with single digits, you have no future. Dwayne Johnson is the living proof that all of that is a lie. He was arrested. He was broke. He was cut. He was booed. He was humiliated. And then he got up. He changed his name. He changed his attitude. He changed his life. He says, success is not about never falling. Success is about falling, getting up, dusting yourself off, and figuring out how to not fall again. And then helping someone else get up. If you are in the darkest chapter of your life right now, if you feel like you have nothing, if you feel like the world has written you off, remember the kid with $7. Remember the football player who sat on the bench. Remember the wrestler who was booed so loudly he couldn't hear himself think. That man now wakes up at 4 a.m. with a smile on his face. Not because life is easy, but because life is possible. And he is grateful. If Dwayne Johnson's story made you feel that fire in your chest, the one that says, I can still do this, hit that like button for every comeback story that started with a fall. Subscribe for more stories of impossible resilience. And in the comments below, what is one time you felt like giving up, and what made you keep going? Thank you for watching. Know your role, and never ever stop cooking. Fade to black. The sound of a weight clanking. A deep laugh. The raised eyebrow. Success is not about the destination. It is about the journey, and the company you keep along the way. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.